It's been a roller coaster ride for pace bowler Mayank Yadav. He made an impressive debut in IPL last year for Lucknow Super Giants, did well in a couple of games, but then he suffered an injury. He also made his India debut later that year in 2024. Impressed upon that debut, but then once again suffered an injury, and even now ahead of IPL 2025 he was trusted in by his franchise LSG here. That's why he was one of their retentions ahead of the mega auctions, but then he had to miss majority of the first few games due to multiple injuries that he suffered. So overall, there have been a lot of injuries, there have been good debuts, and now after all of that, Mayank Yadav has returned to cricketing action. He did that in the game against five-time champions Mumbai Indians. Pretty much impressed upon that, opened the bowling, took a couple of wickets of Rohit Sharma and Hardik Pandya. But one thing that caught a lot of notice there was the fact that he had the lessened speeds. Usually, someone like a Mayank Yadav is used to bowling above 150 or 155, but his average speed during that particular game was round about 135 to 142 odd. And that's where now it has been asked that whether it is going to stay the same with Mayank Yadav or the speeds are going to improve. And that's where Zaheer Khan, the mentor of LSG, has joined the discussion, and he has said that things are going to improve a lot as the tournament progresses for LSG and Mayank Yadav. And Zaheer said here that it's important that he had to get through the game against Mumbai, and he did. The speeds are only going to get better as he plays more. And maybe, this is where Zaheer Khan's experience of playing international and domestic cricket is going to be very crucial, because Zaheer also, in the latter part of his career, he suffered a lot of injuries. He really had to vary his pace a lot, and that's where maybe Zaheer, working closely with Mayank Yadav, might just do the young pace bowler a world of good. And that's where Zaheer also said, the plan that he had for Mayank Yadav here and how things could probably go for the young pacer. He said that there's a plan in place. We will be following the regimen that the BCCI Center of Excellence, the NCA, has actually put together. So Mayank was obviously at the NCA before he joined Lucknow Super Giants for the remainder of the IPL here, and that's where the plan that has been set up by the doctors, it is going to be the case that LAG will follow that very diligently so that there aren't any further major injuries. But there's a reason, why this all is really up for discussion, because Mayank Yadav, he did play that game against Mumbai Indians, but in the last couple of games also of LSG, he was one of the impact subs. And why wasn't he really not used? Well, that's where Zaheer has actually said that the effort was to bring him as an impact player. We took our time just to create that comfort around it, and now that he has obviously played, there's a good chance that he has gotten through the game, the MI game very well, and he would just be able to play the remaining games too. So one thing is for sure, that Zaheer's experience could be useful for Mayank Yadav, and how he really goes about his business as far as his speeds are concerned, well, that remains to be seen. That's going to be an interesting part for Mayank Yadav in the remaining games of the LSG that he would be a part of. So stay tuned to Sports Today, as we'll bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world.